we are back. Game 2 here of University of Delaware versus Kutztown University. Band have started. We are right away in that Talia band coming from KU, followed up with a Pantheon band from University of Delaware, fearing the man drop. Let's see what happens with the rest of this game here. Let's see if University of Delaware is going to take it all the way home or if KU is going to make the rebound. Kazik's being that third band out. Yep, let's see what they decide to use for this first pick. If they decide to use with a power pick or not give anything away, they do go back to that Zach. It was so effective for them last week versus FDU. So let's see if they end up utilizing it here more effectively. Rakan is picked up. Rakan and Zaya, they do have the lovers bot lane now for the side of University of Delaware. Let's see how effective this bot lane is with East Coast carrying Night Stealth as it was last game.
Sorry, mic muted again. Anyway, just a week and a half late for Valentine's Day. The Lovers bot lane is back for you Delaware. Scion picked up, and there's Kang King's Galio as well. I was just about to mention, maybe he decides to bring out all the stops. I believe he went something like 15 kills last time I watched him play this pick. And so we'll have to see if this is going to be a repeat performance. Scion, also a very strong pick. I've heard his praise. I've heard people sing his praises, like streamers and pro players talk about Scion as if he's like, probably one of the best tanks in the game right now. But in practice, just haven't really seen any of that praise really come to fruition.
Yep, very interested to see kind of what happens here. These first 3 picks from KU are 3 picks that we did see in their last series they had last week. The Galio, the Scion, and that Zach. That Zach was so critical to their success in their last series. So let's see if they end up utilizing all this to that same effect there. Camille and Zillion are the first 2 bands of this second phase, and let's see what UD finishes off with their final band. I'm suspecting a top lane band here. Never mind, we do have that support band taking away the Alistar. There will be no cowbell in the bot lane. Everything is better with more cowbell, but we are not getting that today.
They're trying to prevent themselves from getting CC'd to death by Kutztown's already formidable tank line. look at the insane wombo potential already from their first 3 picks, just one ultimate into another. And I can imagine that going pretty disastrously for you Delaware if and looking at that last game, Kutztown has a pretty good team cohesion. Like I feel like they know how to team fight. So if they're able to catch the other team with their pants down, this could go very, very wrong. There's that Braum trying to contribute to that wombo combo, and the Ezreal pick up once more. 5 area of effect ultimates. This did go very well for them last time they tried something like this.
Yep, they do have 4 tanks. They are rocking the full tank line, just playing with the Ezreal, playing a very safe back line. We did have the Yasuo instant lock, which I'm suspecting will go to that top lane over to Kami, with the Swain potentially going in that mid lane to face off against the Galio, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Yasuo go mid lane against Galio, actually. We've seen Fiora come out against Galio a couple times in pro play to greater or lesser degrees of success. You don't have to worry about any of that magic damage shield, and Yasuo, I guess you block the damage from his dash, I suppose, if he decides to dash into Galio, but everything else, tons and tons of physical damage coming out from the side of you Delaware, electing to go for the Swain in top lane instead. I don't think Swain's going to have any issues with Scion, but I also really haven't seen Swain, or the new one, since he came out. He's not amazing. He's not amazing. He's got his wave clear. You can shove wave, stay alive versus tanks. But well, I'll have to see for myself whether or not Sakami can pull this pick out. The Yasuo hasn't been traded yet. We got 4 seconds left. What's going on here?
Okay, so I'm gonna take a minute here to kind of walk everyone on this stream through what's going on right now. So they're running a Yasuo Jarvan bot lane. What that means is they're level 1 early. Like, level 1 early is not going to be too strong. However, level 2, as soon as Jarvan's got the EQ, they're going to be able to just go right in and try to do a ton of damage off against this Ezreal and Braum. The Yasuo wind wall will be effective against that. And the big thing is a lot of people are going, well, wait, why is there Xayah Rakan mid and jungle? If you've ever watched Night Blue stream,
Oh God, what is this?
when this first came out, when Xayah Rakan first released, he would duo with someone. He'd always play Xayah jungle, and he would go, his duo partner would go Rakan mid lane. And they just spammed this, and it was just immediate siege, tons of damage in CC. They're going for a very risky composition off this. I'm very curious to see how it goes off. It's probably thrown Kutztown University for a loop. I know it's thrown me for a little bit of a loop because I did not expect that, but we've got a Swain top lane, Xayah jungle, mid lane with the Rakan, and a AD carry Yasuo with a support Jarvan. That is the current game that we're in, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 in about a minute and a half here. And then on the side of KU, trying to make the rebound, we have Aximus as a Scion, Demon Jester on his signature Zac from last week, Kind King being the Galio, trying to protect everyone. Isolas going with that Ezreal, and Tiger supporting him with the Braum. I'm curious to see what happens with UD. If they lose this match, they can just probably go back to a lot of what they used last game. But I think they seem confident. I feel like you cannot go into this game picking this composition unless you are absolutely confident, because otherwise this could fall apart very, very easily.
Yeah, we are in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of Kutztown's probably strongest compositions against something I've never seen before, and I'm surprised that I mean, I guess you'd still go for the same summoner spells, but wow, this was not what I expected. Jarvan, Yasuo bot lane. And I guess I think most of the time you'd see this, or last time I played against a Bruiser bot lane, it was Jarvan Pantheon, and funnily enough, Pantheon was actually banned by New Delaware this time around. Perhaps they know something that I don't, but 30 seconds left on the clock. I'm truly excited for this one. Haven't seen Swain played in a full game yet, at least as my time has been casting since he started, or since he was released onto the public server, and definitely haven't seen a Xayah jungle. Yeah, I'm really interested to see like if Xayah gets super low at all, like during the early clear, because Galio and Zac could definitely get in there and screw her up. And if I don't see that from Zac and Galio, I'm pretty surprised. At the same time, I mean, it is Rakan in the mid lane. If there's anybody that's going to be able to protect a Xayah who's trying to jungle, and who can group up with her whenever she gets invaded on, it's going to be Rakan. So I guess that kind of makes sense. You know, on paper there are some connections to be drawn here. There's something works.
Yep, we are having, looks like some issues though. We are having an issue with, looks like everyone is having an issue where everyone got DC'd from the game. So it looks like we're going to have to do a restart of this match. They're going to do all the same picks and bans. Looks like both teams were reporting them being disconnected. So I'll be honest, I still really hope that this is the lineup that we're getting in terms of lane positions, because I really want to see this, but we're not 100% sure. They might actually be playing some actual normal.
Yeah, maybe they just get kicked out before the trades.
I would really like to see the troll picks here. Like this would be so interesting to see what would happen.
So very briefly, during the loading screen, before I was informed that the game was actually disconnected, Xayah did have fleet footwork. So that makes me think they were going for the cheeky disrespect, because otherwise I don't think he would have changed. I guess I don't even actually remember what he had on Rengar, but fleet footwork definitely fits the bill if you're gonna go Xayah jungle.
Yep. So we're gonna see here. So looks like everyone is about to leave the game. AFK. It is going to be remade. So everyone is going to leave. We're going to go ahead and we're going to exit out of this game as well and make our way back to the new lobby here. So pardon the interruption for just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get ourselves right back into the new match here very soon. I really hope that this is, again, what we're looking for. I want to see this very, very bad. And so we're going to see here once we load up into this new matchup here. They are calling the KU win right now. So whoever you're calling for this win on this same matchup, it might be a slightly different lineup in terms of the pick orders, but in terms of the positionings here, but very curious to see what happens here. Hopefully we'll get ourselves a good game here going very soon.
I just want to mention real quick, I'm scrolling through the chat notes right now to see what happened to Rengar last patch. So these are the, I guess these are the changes that Riot August was talking about. They've taken back the savagery changes from quite a few patches ago, so now it's back to the original empowered auto attack, rather than that little weird spasm that Rengar does. There's my invite back into the game.
All right, so we're loading back up, getting everyone back in their positions. Everyone's declaring their roles, putting themselves where they need to be. This is going to be very, very interesting to watch. Very curious to see what's going to happen here. So now we're just waiting on University of Delaware to let their presence be known here.
Is this Delaware's opportunity to provide the 4v5 for their enemies this time around?
It'll be very interesting indeed to see.
It'll only be fair, right? I mean, we got KU got destroyed by their internet connections, I think 2 weeks in a row now. Maybe it was the other team last week, but they haven't been having a lot of fun working with university internet. The players that I've been casting so far, and so far absolutely no response from Delaware in this lobby yet.
Hopefully they will be in very soon. I know for me, back in my time at the university, I went to Ohio State, and my internet speed there, I always loved it because I could get, like, landing on the landline with the Ethernet, I could get 400 to 500 megs. Never any issues, never any disconnects, just sitting there playing every game, streaming stuff, having a grand time. Back in the day, Night Stealth has joined the lobby. He is the one representative from the University of Delaware.
Oh, 2v5 now. Let's go into game, boys. Seems like a fair matchup. Back in my school, the Superior University of Michigan, where I enjoyed gigabit LAN speeds whenever I was plugged into the wall. Just saying.
Maybe superior in terms of net speeds. However, our esports team did beat you guys a handful of times, and we did represent the Big Ten in the Big Ten Invitational a couple years back. It was us versus your guys' other rivals, Michigan State. And also, although some people here might not keep up with football, U of M does currently contain the lead in terms of the overall match score between the two football teams. However, Ohio State has won the last 5 in a row with Urban Meyer. So it's been good. Either way,
dude.
You can see right here between these two casters, both of us represent different schools, but still represent that same love for league. They are ready.
Hey, man, speak for yourself. I hate this game. Let's go. Hopefully this will be a fast champ select. Axel has got some issues to work out, looks like. Hopefully it's not the same ones that were plaguing him last game. Game 2, baby. Jungle Zaya and bot lane Yasuo. What a plot twist.
The plot indeed will be twisted. And I'm very looking forward to seeing what happens here with this game. Hopefully getting in here very soon.
There we go, boys. Come on, rapid fire. I want to see those video game reflexes pump out these bands. Let's go. 5 seconds. What a slow movement. Alright. How long are you going to take Night Stealth? Night Stealth's taking a sweet-ass time trying to pick that champion that we already know what he's going to pick. Actually, I can't remember off the top of my head. Pantheon, that's what it was. Come on, man.
I think they're just probably trying to make sure that they're remembering who each team had so they can ban out just every other champion that is not that team.
Mm-hmm.
But still taking his sweet old time.
Just ban nothing! Oh, is Night Stealth having issues? Oh, never mind. Okay, as it is tournament draft, I believe that doesn't kick you out of the lobby if you miss a ban, but you do have the option of banning nothing. Okay, Tilly is taken away.
We'll see what happens. Maybe Night Stealth is having some issues. But nope, he does ban out the Aatrox. He just gave him the troll ban of saying, you know what, I'm not going to ban anything. I do not fear any champion.
Because I know exactly what you're going to pick. Okay. Yeah, going for the A bans. Knight still putting on his best Faker impression, going for the triple A's. Okay, Scion's they're just gonna pick in order this time, it looks like. Uh-oh! What is going
Why
on?
do you pick a Cali?
I think he got a little disoriented there. Thought he was still going for the A bans. Oh my god. Disqualified. Find them! CLG fined 5.5k.
Yep, and we're back. They messed up. They messed up.
Faker, playmaker, superior even while banning troll champions. You can't just do it, man. You can't just be like, I'm gonna be Faker today. It just doesn't work like that. The universe just won't let you.
Yes, we are ready. We're all sitting in here. Let's see if they are ready this time to actually do the bans that they need to do.
Yeah, real quick note going into this champion select in case any of you get confused. East Coast carry, the 80 carry for you Delaware, is currently sitting in the jungle slot on his team. Oh god, why did they... This is going to make casting a nightmare. But Into the Dusk, I believe it's just those two that are swapped right now, so maybe a little bit more representative since East Coast carry is... No, never mind, he's not jungling. Oh god, what is happening, man? Into the Dusk. If that last round of picks wasn't a troll, we're going to see a jungle Xayah and an 80 carry Yasuo, but just for caster sanity, I would have liked to see them orient themselves a little bit better on the score screen. Suppose I could fix that later in post. Yasuo's gotten locked in for East Coast carry, so it is going to be a bottom lane carry. Confirmed. Their bottom lane Yasuo pick, rather, confirmed. The trio top lane tank, or the trio tanks for Kutztown University. Gonna get locked in here in swift fashion. Kind King moving his mouse very slowly over the Galio. There it is. 2 more bans. Don't ban Xayah. Come on, Takami, you can do it. Nightstell's first pick status has been revoked. Yeah, referee decision right there. That's the Diana ban. Rip Diana. And Kutztown playing it by the book. This is some exciting pick ban action. You can see Delaware going for such unconventional strategies, going for the troll bans in the very beginning and then swishing it up the last minute and throwing in the Alistair as they were supposed to do all along. And Xayah Rakan have been successfully picked up, so no more mistakes from both teams. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, but it looks like they are going to still go for this composition of this Jarvan and Yasuo in the bot lane and the Xayah Rakan in the mid lane. So unless they change up summoners here, that's about to be what we're going to get here. This very interesting and anything but classic game of League of Legends.
KE Innovate, to answer your question, yes, we are 1 game in so far. Kutztown is down 0-1 to U Delaware. And U Delaware is elected to go for quite the disrespect composition this time around. Haven't seen this before. Anything else you can tell us about the Xayah Rakan jungle basket or knives from your time watching Night Blue?
So with it, the big thing is that you do spend a lot of time having like early jungle pressure with this Xayah, because honestly, all you have to do is he's just going to sit mid lane. All Xayah is going to do is put all of her focus mid lane, because all you have to do is worry about Rakan jumping in with his grand entrance, maybe even going into the quickness, and you can just throw on all the Xayah abilities, because her W does have that interaction with Rakan to add that extra damage, and then just utilizing Featherstorm and Feather Collar to lock up the stun. It's a very high damage, but it's also a fairly high risk jungler. So if Zach does get the invade in, he can punish her very early. So this will be very interesting to see what happens. But again, guys, so going through the top lane, we've got on the side of Kutztown University, We've got Scion in the top lane, Zach in the jungle, Galio mid with the Ezreal Brown bot lane. And on the side of University of Delaware, looking to take home the 2-0 victory this evening, we've got Sway in the top lane, Zaya in the jungle, Rakan in the mid lane, and the bottom lane of Yasuo and Jarvan the fourth.
2 minutes ticking down. I swear to God, if they keep me from watching this Yasuo Jarvan bot lane for one more minute longer than they have to, I'm going to lose my mind. This is what I guess I've decided that this is what I want to see tonight.
Yeah, for those of you that are watching, you didn't know that you wanted to see this. You now know that you want to see this. You now know that you need to see this. One thing that I've been doing and seeing lately that has just been kind of interesting to play and kind of fun to play has been in terms of jungle picks. I know Zaya is a fairly bizarre jungle pick. I've been playing a lot of brand jungle, and I've honestly been crushing a lot of people with it.
Oh boy.
It's been a ton of fun. And so when you see these off jungle picks, and especially these off bot lane picks, look for a lot of explosiveness from this bot lane, by the way. The Yasuo and Jarvan can be a very, very explosive bot lane because you have that knock above that EQ leading right into the last breath from Yasuo. So curious to see what goes on here. The Rakan mid lane does not have a ton of damage. And especially because it is all magic damage, expect Kind King to be able to push him out and to be able to win some of those trades.
Yeah, if anything, I expect Zaya to pop in and tax that lane constantly and keep it shoved just so that Galio doesn't get free reign on the turret and on her boyfriend there.
Yep, absolutely. So we got about 50 seconds coming to this game. Let us know who you think's going to and why in that Twitch chat, in those comments. Let us know also who you are rooting for, whether it is that UD win or that KU win. Let us know. Cheer on your teams, cheer on your fans, cheer on your favorite champions or your favorite summoner names. We got about 30 seconds till we get in here. Very excited for game 2 here. We've got the University of Delaware Fighting Blue Hens versus the Kutztown University Golden Bears. KU is down 0-1. So UD is up 1-0, looking to close it out, or we might be seeing a game 3 here if KU is able to come out swinging and take down this somewhat trollish composition. I guess someone might call it. However, it's only troll if it really doesn't work. Otherwise, it is just a very calculated risk and well done composition.
Yeah, and not to let U Delaware's team comp steal all of the attention going into this game. Kutztown University, this is a team comp that they absolutely demolished their opponents with last week. They're very comfortable on these champions. I think Kind King racked up more than a dozen kills, was legendary at one point, and everybody else in this team following up quite well. So this is probably one of their tried and true strategies against something that I've never seen. But if we look at the border discrepancy between the two teams, there's definitely a little bit of a I don't want to say skill gap because it's a little bit quick to judge after just one game, but as we saw from the near stomp that was last game, Kutztown University have quite the uphill battle, and perhaps, just maybe, U Delaware has given away a little bit too much of their advantages, or by going something completely off the rails.
Oh, absolutely. They do have a lot of former challenger, master player from last season, a bunch of diamond and plats versus primarily plat and gold players, but things are going out. We are into game 2 here, seeing what happens. We do have the East Coast carrying in the bot lane, into the dust, being the jungler, and we have the invades coming in here. We're going to see what happens. They're 5 men strong for UD. We're going to come in and invade that red buff.
30 seconds until
and both teams are now onto the rift. I'm back into borderless windowed mode for that sweet, sweet overlay alignment. U Delaware moving 5 strong right into the enemy jungle. This is the early game vision that perhaps Kutztown would have desired last game before they were so unjustly invaded upon. Into the dusk. Yeah, into the dusk. Maybe I think this is going to be a test of how fragile the Zaya jungle really can be, and having not seen this, usually doesn't go too well for people not specifically designed for the jungle, but they can get by with a lot of help from their team.
Yep, so you will typically level your W as Zaya, regardless of jungle or AD carry. That deadly plunge, it does give you a lot more of the attack speed, and it does launch a lot of the feathers, so it's really great for not only clearing the waves, but also just dishing out a lot of that damage, so it'll be critical here on these first buffs. Both teams going for that bottom lane. We've got the blue buff and the red buff respectively, and we are into the fullness of this game. Let's see what happens here. Excited to see these early levels. Maybe we'll get an invade out of someone, or we'll just have lanes going at each other.
Yeah, did you see how much damage that first Gleaming Quill from Rakan did? I did not expect that at all. I guess I've just never seen a level Rakan with any sort of AP whatsoever. Takami's gonna take a comment to the face. The slow from the Zion, the roar? Screaming roar or something like that? Puts on a little bit of slow, makes it really easy to land that keystone. Takami's gonna return with that hand. Oh man,
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do another.
Slayer definitely does do a good amount of damage, and that slow does provide some of that to damage these Zion. They are coming in here. They are level 2 on that J4. They're taking a lot of damage from that Ezreal.
Timely stun from Tyker was able to prevent Night Stealth from landing a knockup. And Night Stealth ultimately losing that trade despite having the level advantage. And yeah, I'm gonna have to take a refresher course on these ability names or something. I am blanking out like crazy these days. Night Stealth still down to half health. They still have the level advantage, but after that initial early aggression, if that wasn't gonna be the all-in that succeeded in a kill very early on in the lane, it's gonna just get it harder, at least until Night Stealth and East Coast Carry both reach 6.
Yep, and we do have Into the Dusk floating towards that top lane, grabbing that upper scuttle. A little bit of a brawl coming on here from the two here, but I think that Aximus will have the advantage, but we've got a jump in play from the mid lane going in, but we're going to see what happens here back at the top.
Yeah, I've got two ganks going on simultaneously. That's first blood easily picked up by Swain. That was almost anticlimactic. A couple feathers from Xayah. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Herson did burn his flash. God, they're all mixed up on the ordering on the sidebar here. In order to escape that gank, we saw Zach was able to land that knockup. Here's some try number 2. He doesn't have a flash now. Kind King might have the flash to land that taunt instead, but the Grand Entrance is able to get Herson out alive.
They do utilize some of that to their advantage, but yeah, just Axum is not respecting the fact that Into the Dust could be up there and just taking a little bit too much poke from the Nevermore and the new Q for Death's Hand. Death's Hand is the electrocute ability that is Swain's new ability. I have not touched Swain since the rework either, so I'm not familiar with his abilities. We have got another gank going on mid lane.
Xayah gank attempt number 2 is successful! Herson picks up the kill. Kill donated over to this mid lane. Wow, that was a really incredible CC chain too. It was not, I guess, literally wasn't expecting that much damage coming out from a mid lane Rakan. Speaking of damage.
That is what you typically get from that duo, is you just get the knockup from the Rakan, just like you would in the bot lane, and then you just load it up with even more and more damage from that jungle Xayah.
Yeah, that is true. Takami's getting a little low here. Axel is swinging his axe. Demon Jester, I don't know if he wants this fight against Into the Dusk. Can't quite get on top of her just yet. Whoa. Death's Hand and the Ravenous Flock pulls Axel Mist right out of his Decimating Smash. That was... I'd never really considered that. It might be actually really easy for Swain to interrupt Sion's Q.
Yep, there's been a lot of interesting interactions I've seen with the Swain, with his new abilities and his new set, so curious to see what happens with this. And back to seeing kind of what we got going on mid lane wise, we do have fairly even CS though. Ezreal's down by 1, Galio's down by 2, but like overall fairly even CS, definitely a lot more of a controlled game, less explosive in terms of pressure. However, we are getting already 2 kills from the side of University of Delaware.
Ooh, Takami's taking the Soul Furnace to the face too. Tried to walk up for a little bit extra farm. Herson's just not having any of these ganks. Slaps Demon Jester back into submission as he gets to limp back to his turret. Kind King though, he just can't do damage to this Rakan.
Nope, and that Rakan does have that Hex Tech Revolver right now, so he's sitting pretty nice and dandy, being able to do that extra burst damage, have a little bit of extra damage up front for the rest of his abilities.
Takami misses most of his, but Axel misses out of mana, can't fight after that teleport is used. So Axel missed actually had to burn teleport quite a bit earlier. Look at his cooldown, it's halfway down already. Herson's going to miss the knockup, gets the Gleaming Kill for a little bit of a heal and some damage. Although I guess he doesn't actually get the heal unless he has someone to pass it off too, doesn't he? Or maybe he gets his own? Man.
Yes, he does
never
have his
considered
own
this
heal,
before.
but he does have his own, but he does not get to utilize it for a partner unless someone is there, but we do have Into the Dust sitting into the wing.
There's the Rakana engaged so early on, 6 minutes in. This is probably the earliest level 6 Rakana in history, but Demon Jester is here to back them up. He is a level down on the enemy mid laner, but he's being forced back by those Gleam Lane Feathers. The Feather Storm Flash, actually, a good snare, kills Kind King. Into the Dust takes one more tower shot, perhaps, than he needed, but he does survive that gank. Another successful gank by Xayah. 3 ganks so far, 1 kill and 2 assists. There's the unstoppable onslaught. He's going to just barely miss. Grabs a bunch of minions for himself, but he still wants the Xayah. Roy the Slayer's barely going to miss the slow. Demon Jester was nowhere near enough to follow up on that one.
Yeah, Kind King utilizing that charge jump in, but not having his taunt available yet to be able to get that CC and keep Into the Dusk under that tower long enough to take that second tower shot to secure at least the retribution kill. Really utilizing the effectiveness here of that bottom lane.
Yeah, speaking of kill lane bot, so far this has been the lane that's seen the least amount of action. I guess East Coast Carry and Night Stealth trying to prove me wrong right before I was about to say it. And they're winning these trades, even going melee range, just because Ezreal is just such a squishy member of the team. I mean, still losing the trades against Sion. No Zion's part in this game. There's the all-in. The level 6 has been reached. The knockup into the last breath. Tyker is now alone underneath his turret, but he might get enough on the Night Stealth. Windwall does not block tower shots, but it doesn't matter if he has enough health to survive. It's a Death's Hand and Never Move into the pull for Axe to interrupt Axel-Miss's smash, but that does put it on a little bit of a reduced cooldown. Death's Hand once more. Takami is poking him out underneath the turret. Oh man, yeah, here comes the dive. Takami's out of mana though. I don't think they want this one.
Yep. They do not have the availability of the Feather Storm yet, but they do have the Let's Bounce. They get the Retribution kill on that, thanks to the Demon Jester.
Oh, Axel-Miss might get 2 here. He's a little low. The ranged auto attack double kill for Sion. I did not even expect him to pick up that first one. It didn't look like that Decimating Smash was in range, but it was. Good for him. Down a little bit of farm right now, but he's got to be feeling great about those 2 kills that he just grabbed up.
KU definitely playing with a little bit more aggression this game. Does find out that pink ward there, that control ward. But yeah, definitely getting some very close calls there. That Doran Shield and that Ruby Crystal being just enough, as well as chugging that potion to keep him alive by the skin of his teeth against Akami and Into the Dust, making a very in my opinion, a very ill-advised dive, not having that Feather Storm available to be able to dodge out of some power shots or CC attacks.
Ooh, thought that was possibly going to be another kill attempt there, or at least another all-in. No such luck coming in. It looks like ACEL Action and Tyker have lost their opportunity to be the poke lane or to be the harass. Demon Jester, meanwhile, no rest for the Wicked. One more gank attempt on mid lane is not successful as the slingshot goes way wide.
Yep, really not finding a lot of success ganking onto Herson. The Rakan is a very, very mobile champion. We do have the Unstoppable coming on in.
Unstoppable Onslaught was able to land. Nice steering on that Scion machine. Gets East Coast Carry very low. He was able to dash out of his own teammate's Jarvan ultimate. And Tyker's taking up way too many tower shots. Doesn't take the last one in order to secure the kill, and Axel-Miss isn't able to finish it off either. Here comes Into the Dusk for the cleanup. Night Stealth is still going too. There's to try to pick up the return kill on the Night Stealth, but Into the Dusk is still playing. Actually tried to pop the Feather Storm in order to pick up Tyker on the backside, but she's still finding her way. There's the Galio, a little bit late to the party, is able to clean up East Coast Carry finally, but Herson's not far behind him. Wow, that was a late roam from Galio if he was able to follow up from Herson so quickly, but Kind King's doing very well for himself. All of a sudden, Herson's the only one down here, and Kind King, ooh, the long-range elastic, or not elastic slingshot, squishy tentacle thing is going to pull Herson back in for Kind King to pick up yet one more. 3 kills already. The carry for Kutztown has come online.
Oh yeah, absolutely just explosive fight. Great trades back and forth from both teams, but honestly, the win there has to go to KU, being able to really come back from being down and out those first 2 kills originally, being able to reestablish a lot of pressure, get some good gold back on the map. You see the Ezreal walking back with the Sheen and the Tear. You've got the Rod now stacking for Galio. Oh, curious to see what happens up top here.
Yeah, Takami needs to be able to get in range in order to use the stacks that he's accrued on his ultimate so far, and he doesn't! He misses Axel-Miss just barely. And they're both really low. Yeah, we've seen this before, but Axel-Miss is standing in the minion wave. There's the kill picked up for Takami. A little sloppy from both sides.
Yep, and he was autoing the minions that whole time, not able to get the damage off, but will he get the retribution?
Oh my god, that was so close.
Demon Jester is coming up top, maybe, to try to get that, but no, he's just going to go ahead and farm that Gromp instead. Such a close call there, and now Takami does have that Rod of Ages built on up.
Thought that was going to be all-in attempt number 2 for a second there. Demonic Ascension. Wow, what are these newfangled names, man? Swain Ultimate.
Yep, they do have some new names here coming up for that. But still a very, very close game. Definitely a lot more explosive. Gold is a lot tighter this game. And this is definitely making it a lot more of a fun game to kind of cast and to see what happens here. We do have a little bit of a bout going in mid lane and some Warden going in by the bot lane and jungle, trying to establish some vision before that red buff spawns.
Yeah, we all thought that this was going to be the bot lane. We thought that the bot lane was going to be the focus of all the action. It was going to be the Thunderdome, WWE down there. But so far, they've shown the least amount of excitement. Not that they're lacking at all, but so far up in the top lane, they've dueled it out quite a couple times, trading almost 1-for-1 twice now. Despite Takami's 30 CS lead, Axelmist is staying way more than relevant. He's going to go for this one again. There's the Eye of the Empire used for just a little bit extra damage, and Takami's healing quite readily this time through his passive.
Oh yeah, definitely being able to utilize that passive to full effect, dodging a lot of what Axelmist has to do. Unfortunately, the Scion does hit things fairly slow. The Feather Collar not being enough to be able to secure that red buff. So Demon Jester will be able to secure his buff and clear out some of the vision. They do still have that control ward sitting in that bush up top there. Will be spotted out by ACEL Action.
Yeah, and Axelmist Sunfire Cape Rush. I'm not so sure about that one. This is a gank attempt though. Roam from Galio's going to snare up Takami and the taunt as well. So much CC layered on. He might have enough healing to survive just yet. He has to pop the ultimate early to try to pick up the kill into Axelmist, but it's not enough. A rampage for Kind King, but that actually prompted them to back off on bot lane as Iciolis is forced away by Into the Dusk. That's going to be first turret going over to you, Delaware.
Yep, they do manage to utilize the wombo combo of the Scion into the Galio, which can be very effective. Their team is going to have that advantage of just being able to jump right in, whether it's the Scion or the Zac going in. The Galio can follow right away, but eyes are on the Dragon, that Cloud Drake now.
Ooh. Not sure if Nice Self knew he was going to be body blocking the Winter's Bite right there. The Smite secure means Demon Jester is going to have to flash away fruitless. And the first Dragon, first turret picked up for you, Delaware, in quick succession. And I guess I just don't really like Scion's build up here because rushing a Chain Vest instead of getting the Magic Resist, which he's just purchased right now. I guess he did have the Mercurial boots or whatever for a little bit, but it's not very cost effective as far as trying to stay alive against the Swain in lane. And as a result, he draws a lot of attention up top, requested a gank from Kind King, which Kind King was happy to oblige, but as a result, they lose the pressure on the bot lane and lose so much more despite grabbing a kill for themselves up the top.
Yep, the teams are even in terms of kills. 3k gold lead, though, for University of Delaware. And yes, very curious as to why he did go for the Chain Vest. Maybe just trying to avoid some of that high damage of AD later in the game with the Yasuo, Jarvan, and Xayah. However, that Kindle Gem, sorry, not that Kindle Gem, that Bomby Cinder is going to be utilized for just trying to help clear out the waves. We got a fight breaking out here.
Yeah, Xayah's still over up at a red buff, but Axelmist and Demon Jester are not winning this by any means. There's the support from the support rather, but Takami has gotten Demon Jester down very low. Pass is definitely going to explode immediately from... Oh, actually, really, it must have been body blocked. Was expecting the Swain ultimate detonation to immediately kill Zac. Zac's barely going to make it out. No, but actually, he's already dead. Takami is seeing the Demon Jester. The return kill onto the jungler, though. Xayah has gone down as well. Demon kill is nigh unstoppable on this. Galio has taken barely any damage. Hurston's going to have to back out of this one before getting anything done. Does get Iciolis on the backside, though. There's another one picked up for Kind King. He is just absolutely dominating, as the game would tell you. Another one picked up for Kind King. 7 kills now, unmatched by the enemy side.
Yeah, but meanwhile, in that bottom lane, they do have East Coast Carry making his way down. They're really getting ahead in terms of the farm and the turret pressure. Gets that tower down to about a third or a fourth worth of HP. They do secure a lot of kills up top, though, so credit to KU for being able to capitalize with their overall tankiness, utilizing the teleport from Kind King to save Zack's passive. That is one of the things that you can do to keep it alive. It will make it last just like a ward or a minion would. So really good effective there. The hero's entrance was not available that fight. That's why you did not see that coming in. But really well done on the side of KU to try to make those plays and come back. And they have now reduced that down from a 5k gold deficit down to just about a 3k.
Yeah, again, we can see Kutztown University's strengths do lie in the team play. There are definitely no slouches in that department. Starting off that fight on the front foot, Zaya was a little bit further away. Looked like they was going to be turned around for them. But Kind King is just so hard to kill at this point. Still going full AP means he's going to be a huge damage threat as well. Not a threat for this Rift Herald, though. Objective control. That trophy's still going over to you, Delaware.
Yep, and KU wants nothing to do with it, or just didn't even know that they were going to be doing that, and they just take that. Meanwhile, this Yasuo is just sitting there in the bot lane, almost like he's a top lane carrier right now. Switching on over and saying, hey, I don't need any support here. I'm a strong, independent Yasuo, and I will take whatever I please.
He's got a near 50 CS lead over the Ezreal on the opposite team, who, if you didn't know any better, looks like he's building full tank right now. 2 armor items completed, the tier, the semblance of what is to come. And I just don't see that Ezreal being super beneficial for quite a while, at least going into the rest of this match.
Yep, they're definitely going for more of a late game and kiting build, utilizing that Iceborne Gauntlet to try to kite away from the Yasuo, utilizing his W to try to make his way through minion waves. We got a fight going on mid lane.
Yeah, I do appreciate the armor stacking from Ezreal. I understand why he's going for that, but it makes me worried about late game damage output. Takami winning this one, standing up in front of his team and healing up pretty much everything that the enemy team is dishing out. Kind King's going to have to concede this one, but Demon Jester's finally here. Unstoppable Onslaught's coming out from the east side as well. He finds the enemy Zaya, but he's going to have to fight this one on his own as Tyker and ICLS have to try to fight the backline. There's Demon Jester to try to bring this fight a little bit closer together. 3 kills picked up already for Kutztown University. East Coast carry is going to have to try to poke on his way out. The Rift Herald's another one picked up as well, so you want to count that one. That's 3 for 0, 4 if you count Shelly going down after one measly charge into the enemy turret.
Yep. UD trying to utilize the advantage of that Rift Herald and some of that quick damage they were getting onto the carries of KU, but does not anticipate all that tankiness and all that CC coming out from KU, and they are going to punish them, getting 1, potentially even 2 towers here in this mid lane, cracking open the map and utilizing it to hopefully get some deep vision down and to really dig into this game. They do have buffs coming online. Baron in 30, Dragon in 37.
Yeah, Tyker going to be the lone ranger to bring vision control in favor of his team real quick, as the rest of them back off just to reset. The dragon spawning really soon, though. I think this might be a little bit late for Kutztown to grab it, even if they grab the ward. There's the lone ward that they had in the area. It's gone now. Night Stealth doing his best to reestablish control over that area. And Zaya's in position. Yeah, I don't think they're going to grab this one either, unfortunately, for Kutztown. Despite winning that last fight, not able to reestablish the lead in the control, or in the objective control as well. But it is just a Cloud Drake.
For me, I always say never underestimate a dragon. Any Drake can be valuable in any way, and especially with their team. You don't want a Yasuo without a combat movement speed running at you.
That
More
is
movement
true.
Speed this team's got, they can just come on in. They're already fairly mobile. So I'd rather not have the Swain, the Rakan, the J4, the Zaya, and especially not that Yasuo running at me faster than usual.
Oh man, speaking of running at you, East Coast carry might have bitten off a little bit more than you can chew. Lessig, oh, is he gonna juke the Galio without even trying? But Zaya, or rather, support Jarvan's in a little bit of trouble here. He has to flag and drag out, but he's got 2 people hot on his heels. Demon Jester following up, not far behind. There's no way he's gonna be able to get out of this one. ACEL picks up the kill. ICO is not even able to claim an assist for that one. But he was able to pick up a kill somewhere in the last team fight, so Ezreal is on the board.
Yep, he is J4, so he is helping. He did help the rest of his team make the peel off there. However, that does result in his death, so KU does get to establish a little bit more vision control around this next big objective, which will be the Baron.
Yeah, what I wanted to say, though, talking about dragons, was if there's any team comp that benefits hugely from an Infernal Drake, it's gotta be theirs. It's gotta be you, Delaware. So every single member of their team building some form of damage. And I'm really
Absolutely.
surprised that, we're not really surprised, but curious as to if East Coast Carry and Nightstealth could have done something more collaborative in terms of like farming, because East Coast Carry super far ahead of his opponent right now, but it just leaves Jarvan high and dry. You saw he was pretty much useless in that last fight because he's so squishy and he doesn't even have damage to back it up, and he's just so poor right now in terms of gold.
Yep, and he is going for what would likely be a Yomu's Ghost Blade, either that or the Dust Blade, but man, deleted by the quickness and the last breath, courtesy of East Coast Carry and Hersen.
And this is the first time I've ever seen the new Spellbinder. An interesting choice for Rakan. Definitely helps him a lot when he's going for the quickness engages. That makes perfect sense. Also got a Proto Belt just for that maximum mobility. Oh, Unstoppable Onslaught's going to get stopped by the Jarvan Bolt. TQX is looking a little dumbfounded right there as he's staring at that while he's got 4 people surrounding him, nipping away at his heels like little piranhas, and he's not going to be able to survive this one.
Yeah, those piranhas definitely hurting though, just taking them all the way down and see what happens. We got some damage going on here. Into the Dust taking on the Demon Jester in his own jungle, pushing him right away on the way out.
Oh. Twin Feather's going a little wide right there. I don't think it would have been enough. That would have been close. ACEL is just going to find a full damage Rakan, brings him down to half health. He doesn't want any more of that fight. And Delaware have established total control over the bottom side of the map. They're going to grab their 4th turret of the game.
Another point to that Xayah Rakan mid lane jungle duo. You saw right there that full damage Rakan being able to jump right in with the Grand Entrance, and then utilizing his shield. The passive on that shield is that it is doubled in its range if you have the Xayah with you. So therefore, he's just able to jump right in and jump right on out, bobbing and weaving between all the hits and all the tower shots.
Ooh, thought they were going to go for a little Fnatic Death Brush action right there, giving themselves away by attacking the red buff though.
Things are slowing back down again. Everyone's going to reset, grab some gold, grab some shopping. So after all that, it's about a 4k gold lead for UD. They're up 2 dragons, and towers are sitting just in their favor, sitting 4-2 right now. So overall, I'd say it's still really anybody's game. You saw the combination, you saw the power of that KU squad when they managed to get that clean team fight, but you also saw that great pick potential from the side of University of Delaware with anyone on their team being able to get a solid pick.
Yeah. And I hadn't even considered the implications of Cataclysm being a huge counter to the ACEL split push, because otherwise he'd normally be able to just choo-choo on out of there, but you can't choo-choo through walls as Sion. Another engage attempt. He's gonna one-shot Iciolas. What is this build?
That would be full AP Rakan, my friend. Full AP Rakan.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, ACEL not able to use that Arcane Shift to get out of the Grand Entrance. Not reacting fast enough. The Star Guardian Ezreal has fallen to what seems to be the star of this mid lane now.
Yeah, that Ezreal just in love with Rakan for way too long in order to Arcane Shift out of the way. You gotta get out of those toxic relationships fast, man. Not fast enough for Iciolas. And oh man, as if AD carries didn't have enough to worry about, you also gotta worry about the mid lane full AP Rakan ruining your day from across the wall.
Yep, and then just able to jump right back on out. Looks like they're just going to try to push in here and establish.
Team fight attempt number 3 or 4. Delaware's really split off right now. But there's East Coast carry. Kind King, the star of the game, is a little bit far as to flash across for the taunt. Does get a good engage on the enemy team, but the Cataclysm follows back up into the last breath. Knight still takes down Tiger. That's the first kill of the game. There's the Let's Bounce, but Iciolas doesn't want any of that. He doesn't want to be in melee range of the enemy team. Kind King is legendary on the backside, doing tons of work, but this time he's going to be the one going down. Iciolas was able to survive that earlier onslaught, but ACEL missed, might not be able to survive this one. And Iciolas has to back out. Oh no, another Rakan engage onto him means East Coast carry is going to pick up a killing spree for him, and ACEL misses passive. Unfortunately, not going to claim anything else for his team. A 4 for 1 for Delaware, and wow, despite that breath of air that we thought Kutztown was claiming for themselves just 10 minutes ago, unable to make that one happen for themselves.
And it went from a 4k lead to a 7k gold lead, an extra tower, and now it looks like the Baron, unless they're crazy play from Demon Jester, but I don't even think he's going to get to that in time. Maybe they'll grab the Dragon's Constellation Prize, but I'm not even sure if that's happening in the future.
Yeah, that was just not the togetherness that I expected from the Kutztown squad in that fight. Galio, definitely a lot of work done over the course of that one, but Ezreal having to fend for himself, really the remainder of their damage, and not even that much in the end. Just now finishing up the Miramana, so good for him, but he doesn't have another 80 item on top of that other than the Vamp Scepter, which kind of barely counts at this point. And I'd like to see them work together a little bit more during that fight. I guess it's somewhat of a miracle that Iciolas wasn't hit by the Wombo combo of the other side. Speaking of Wombo combo, Unstoppable Onslaught's just barely going to miss as the Blubber's bot lane sidesteps. Iciolas is again isolated and caught out on the backside, but Tyker's still fighting. Kind King now a 2 versus 3 on this backside. ACEL Mist is coming around. There's Zach engage a little bit late to the party. Red team has slain the dragon, but Iciolas picks up just barely the kill on a Night Stealth. There's one for him. Herson returns the favor and also gets Zach's passive. They're probably going to grab this one. There's no backup. A teleport, though. Keep him alive for a little bit longer. I don't know about this one. ACEL Mist might be regretting wasting his teleport a little bit. Roy the Slayer is going to slow down Herson just enough to keep Iciolas and him alive as they back away from the Baron buffed enemy team.
Man, just a lot of damage. They do manage to get the one Retribution kill on the Jarvan, but that's still 3 Cloud Drake. Triple Cloud Drake. A lot of people say, oh, it's just a Cloud Drake. Yeah, try 3. They're sitting at 75 extra out of combat movement speed. That's rotations. That's getting between all 3 of these inner towers as they push in these Baron empowered minions for all these waves, and it's just getting harder and harder and harder for KU to be able to crawl their way out of it. Now to 10k gold deficit.
Yeah, you're totally right. Three Cloud Drakes is heaven on earth for a pick comp such as Delaware's.
Never underestimate any Drake. A single one can change that balance. Let's see, does Tyker have the balls? No, he does not. At least he's got the mind to not try to fight that Yasuo 1v1.
And I think
it
as
looks
soon
like
as
we're just going back to clearing everything out, trying to reset themselves. KU's trying to reestablish some vision and get rid of all that vision that University of Delaware has at their disposal inside their jungle.
Kutztown once again on the defensive. They were able to hold on for quite a long time, notwithstanding the pause time last game when they were forced back into their base. They do a pretty good job of maintaining vision outside their base despite being down all of their outer turrets. As you can see, they have an okay idea of where Delaware is at all times, but ACEL Mist might not have gotten the memo. He's a little bit too far. Dodges the never move, isn't able to dodge the grand entrance though. There's the CC and the pull from Swain pulls him right back into the enemy team. Galio comes on a little bit late to the party. Night Stealth has been pulled back into the tower by Demon Jester, but Takami's on the backside doing tons of damage on that Swain. Iciolas kills Night Stealth, but the kill picked up back onto Galio, and he's the strongest member. It means the rest of them are going to drop super quickly. Iciolas is going to be the last one alive, doesn't have the HP to survive. Again, the Piranha squad picks off the last member, a full ace for the side of Delaware, and they're going to take down the tower inhibitor and possibly the rest of this game. The Baron minions are still alive on their side.
If they do still have Baron for at least the rest of this wave, and I suspect that this game that looks like no, it looks like it's not ending just yet. We do have them going for that top lane tower. He's trying to go for it for good measure, but the KU squad will be up very shortly.
Yeah, they're trying to be a little bit more comprehensive here. The Baron buff are despawning just as in the last couple of seconds. I guess that means they made the smarter decision and tried to spread themselves out a little bit more. Put their hands in as many baskets as possible before exiting the stage. As they saunter around out of the enemy base. No such reparations by the enemy team.
Definitely not feeling 150% confident on that.
Yeah, not even the enemy Xayah, who overstayed just a little bit, is gonna get picked off by the respawn.
Yep, we don't have anything really going on here at this point, and it's just, man, this team is just really running through them. You know, University of Delaware just playing this composition to I wouldn't say almost perfection, but playing it really, really damn well. Just being able to get that off and utilizing a lot of this effectiveness, really creative on their picks here. But at the same time, you got a very sense of familiarity in the way that they are running this composition.
Yeah, it's super hard for Kutztown to coordinate their wombo combo because every time a teamfight fights, they get spread out just a little bit too far. I think Iciolas, if he wants to be able to sync up his ultimate with the rest of his team, or like for them to sync up to each other, They can't get stopped getting split off by enemy carries that are bearing down on their backs. Kind King, though, could be looking for a pick on a Takami. This is 2 versus 3. Zaya's way behind them. Slingshot to go over the wind wall. And Zanya's popped by Takami. He's going to keep himself safe just a little bit longer. But Kind King could be the one in trouble. He doesn't have his own Zanyas. Means he's definitely going to go down here. This could probably be the end of the game as Demon Jester's going to get pulled back into the dusk. Unstoppable on the jungle Zaya. I repeat, jungle Zaya as an unstoppable onslaught makes himself very stoppable if you run right into the enemy team. Tiger's going to be the next to fall, and probably another ace to follow up real quick here as Herson goes for the dive, a triple kill for Into the Dusk. Herson's barely able to survive the 1,000 damage per second laser, and an ace, a team kill, and a Nexus kill for U Delaware. A 2-0 victory for them tonight in tonight's match.